Welcome to Survivor NSFW. Jonny Fairplay. It is a Wednesday night. I was on my patio again. I got my red Survivor Edge of Extinction, courtesy of Jonny Fairplay. But Buff USA is an official, breakdown to the people, the whole deal with Buff, dude. Because I love my buffs. I love this Edge of Extinction buff. I love the red color. It's kind of different. And I also love my Caramoan buffs that I had on my season. And my kids have buffs. So tell me a little bit about Buff.
Buff is the perfect head garment for running, hiking, biking, cycling, fishing, and more. Whether I'm on the marathon trails or surviving a cyclone, or if you're in the backyard playing cornhole, Matt Bischoff, always have your buff, and get yours, if you're listening out there, at buffusa.com. That's buffusa.com, the official sponsor of the Survivor NSFW podcast.
I love it. I love this buff. Thank you for sending it to me. Thank you, Buff USA. I'm wearing it with pride right here on our podcast. And if you guys are new to finding out about Survivor NSFW, or just new to finding out what a podcast is in general, we have a couple ways that you can support us. One is you can go to patreon.com/Survivor NSFW, and you can see the video version of our weekly podcast, which we record every Wednesday. It's the podcast that goes up on iTunes, etc., all the places where you get podcasts. The video version. In addition, we do a weekly Q&A that drops on a Friday where you, the patrons that support us, ask a bunch of different questions. Anything goes. And we have a secret Facebook group, Jonny, that people put those in. And we do a Q&A. It's Jonny's favorite podcast that we do throughout the week for patrons only. And we do a Castaway watch-along. And what that entails is Jonny and I will watch a former season of Survivor episodically. Right now we're doing Caramoan. Previously we did Survivor Pearl Islands, Jonny Fairplay's first season. And we just kind of shoot the shit and commentate over the episode. And sometimes Jonny busts my balls. Like, he's been really making fun of me a lot that Francesca's manhandled me throughout my season and different things. But it's a lot of fun. So patreon.com/Survivor NSFW. Give it a shot. It's $5 is the first tier. $10 gets you all of the video content we do, and there's other tiers. The second way, Jonny, tell them about your t-shirts, dog.
Go to jonnyfairplay.com. I am currently wearing my brand new old school shirt. It's purple. It's pretty cool. But if you go to jonnyfairplay.com, order a t-shirt, you get a phone call from me, Jonny Fairplay, thanking you for your purchase. And act now, because from right now until Monday at noon, they are 20% off. Use enter in the code MANIA. That's MANIA, and get 20% off. Kim Spradlin is ordering her shirt as we speak, so you know there must be something to it. So that's jonnyfairplay.com, and get your t-shirt. Use the code MANIA for 20% off. How cool is that? And if you want to see us live, this coming Wednesday, that's April 10th, I will be in Baltimore, Maryland, at the Brass Tap at the Fitzgerald. It's an awesome venue. I'll be joined by Purple Pants Bryce and Wendell Holland, winner of Survivor Ghost Island, and we're gonna be there in Baltimore. Get your tickets at survivortix.com. That's survivortix.com. Only a couple of VIP tickets remaining. General admission still available. So act now. Go to survivortix.com. And also coming up April 24th, I will be in Nashville at Zanies. I'm going to be joined by Taj from the Grammy Award-winning group SWV, also from Survivor Token Chins, and Figgy, who doesn't love Figgy, Check her out at #Figgy on Twitter. But Figgy and Taj will be joining me, and I believe Jeremiah Wood's going to be there, maybe even a couple surprises. But that's at Zany's Comedy Club in Nashville. Really excited. It's a really awesome stage, and that is Wednesday, April 24th. Tickets for that event are at survivorafterhours.com. And then, of course, May 1st, I'll be in Santa Monica at Busby's West. And looking at adding, we're looking at Toledo. I think we might be in Ann Arbor, Michigan, Wednesday, May 8th. Working up the details on that. All those you'll find at survivortix.com for all those tickets. But, of course, for Zanies in Nashville, that's survivorafterhours.com. But let's talk Survivor Edge of Extinction.
Well, Jonny Fairplay, episode 8, we see Aurora, which I believe this may be her first confessional, dude. It's like... she had a lot of airtime tonight.
She had a little bit before, like you saw. She was the one that didn't want to get rid of Joe. And then she was doing the cat licking thing that was awkward and I was not a fan of. But my big takeaway from the beginning, once again, no previously on Survivor.
Nope.
I mean, there's so much action. They just got to get right into it.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm glad that they did, because there's one scene that I would have liked tonight that we didn't see. So just imagine what else we wouldn't have seen if we had done the stupid previously on.
Right on, dude. I mean, Aurora, this was definitely overall her episode tonight. As far as like if I'm watching the show with family and friends and I'm Aurora, I would be overall pleased with my performance. Now, there was a couple things we'll get into. It's the challenges that were a bit annoying, but she had a good episode.
This was her coming out party, but based on social media, I believe she came out a while ago.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
so
then we see,
episodically, this is her coming out party.
That's right. So we see, Ron. I want to talk about Ron, man. Ron,
yes,
that guy is very intense. Yeah, he's very smart. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we see Aurora's out of the loop. Ron Clark was the first to bring her back in. He run. We have Eric's also there, but it's Ron doing the heavy lifting, and then as soon as he pats her on the head and says don't worry about it, everything's fine. Once again, quick race over to Rick and Rick Devens and David to kind of firm that up and just say, hey, I saved you. You're the comma 7 strong. We looked out for you, as in me. Right. So you have Eric sitting there, nodding along, but it really felt that Ron's calling the shots.
Yeah, I mean, like the duo of Ron and Eric Hefferman. I mean, they are. I mean, Ron seems to be calling the shots, but both of them are kind of a dominating force. And I was mentioning that to my kids as we're watching, and my son Ryder was like, he mentioned Wendell Dominic, domination from Ghost Island, and I think that it's at the beginning of the episode, I started kind of thinking, man, these guys have a lot of power, and at some point it's going to potentially come back to bite them, and then we see War Dog.
Well, hold on, get real quick. I thought last week it looked like the people in the power couple were Ron and Julie, and Julie kind of took a back seat this week. They didn't predominantly feature her as they did. Last week she won immunity, and it also looked like she was kind of right there hand in hand with Ron calling the shots. But Eric and I thought Eric was kind of in the background with Gavin, but everything kind of looked like it shifted. Once the comma 7 kind of put their seal of approval on things, it looked like a slight power shift. And I think that worked out for Julie and not so much for Eric.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, without a doubt. And we only see what the editors want us to see.
Sure.
Because last week, I mean, Julie was killing it, and I definitely think that she's playing the game of Survivor. It just kind of at this episode seems to be exactly what you said. Kind of shifting, kind of showing different people having being in the driver's seat.
Yeah, and also you have the Wendell and Dominic comparisons. I see. For me, I always felt as though Wendell and Dom kind of shared the power on Ghost Island.
Mm-hmm.
And on Edge of Extinction, I see Ron Clark taking 100% credit for everything.
Yeah, he's man. That man is intense is the adjective that I use for him, dude. I mean, he just looking in his eyes
Sure.
at Tribal, the challenges, everything. He's an intense dude. So we kind of go to War Dog. He's wanting to bring Aurora in with Wentworth and Lauren. That's kind of what War Dog is going to different people throughout this episode.
And his pitch. And his pitch to Rick and David and Aurora would be like, hey, I'm going to pitch rocks to them and see if they're cool with that. And I'm just like, what a shitty pitch.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know that War Dog's not good at throwing things, but his other pitches are horrible as well.
Oh, dude, I'm going to even order one of those War Dog Sucks Eggs T-shirts. I see it behind you, Johnny, and golly, this dude sucks at a lot of things on this show.
I will be wearing the War Dog Sucks Eggs shirts in Baltimore next week, April 10th. At get your tickets at survivortix.com. I love that shirt. It's orange. I love Baltimore. It's I've spent so much time there. It's almost a home away from home. I got a custom Fairplay Baltimore Orioles cap I'll be wearing with. Sometimes I rock the opposing city's team jersey and stuff. Baltimore, I'm all in. I'm rocking the orange War Dog Sucks Egg shirt. I'm rocking the O's cap. I'm ready. I'm ready, Baltimore.
Dude, that's awesome. So after we see the whole deal with War Dog, we see a clip of Edge of Extinction, and it's a quick clip. We see Joe tearing up, crying, basically saying he must be meant to be there. And I'm wondering, Johnny, if this is foreshadowing Joey Amazing coming back in the game on day 37 based off of that little clip.
He is supposed to be there. They created this fucking season for him.
Yeah.
It's not happenstance, Joe. Edge of Extinction was made because you can't win any other way.
Now, do you think, dude, and I know we've talked about this before, that he could he could win the game?
Oh, I don't know about that, but do I think that this was created for him? Yeah.
Oh yeah, but do you think that there's any possible way?
Maybe I don't know. I mean, I just I'm on two schools of thought of the actual Edge of Extinction. I think it's bullshit. It's just like I don't feel that someone voted out on day 3 should have any right in the decision-making process of awarding me $1 million. I mean, I just hate it. I mean, even as lovable and as funny as Reem is on the show, and she is. So I'm enjoying seeing her. She has no right to choose someone she wasn't there.
Right. She has those people that got voted out early in the game that are on the jury should not have the honor of giving somebody $1 million.
Yeah. But at the same time, what I see is on the Edge of Extinction, there's a possibility of someone playing what I consider, as the T-shirt says, an old school game, in that you're playing the game over there, not a game with idols, not a game with extra votes and all that you use there, but a game in which you are socially playing the old school game of Survivor.
Yeah.
So in that aspect, I'm just like, but I just don't feel if you're voted out, you deserve to win.
Right. No, I agree.
Just my heart of hearts. I mean, like as I said, like my mind can be changed. Like if I see someone just do something really cool, like
no, dude.
no.
Like because
No.
I mean the thing is, Johnny, is this. You are. I played Survivor. I got voted out. It completely sucks, right? And for these people that, especially like a Joe, and I like Joe, but you played multiple times. Same with Aubrey. You're voted out of the game. People in the game decided to get you out, and then to think that you could go to
game.
Yeah, so to think that you could go to Edge of Extinction, come back in the game and win, not a chance. I mean, I'm just gonna I would, dude. I bet you there'd be a lot of people that would stop watching Survivor if that happened. But I think there's also a lot of people that would think like this. You always root for the underdog, right?
Yeah.
So
and
the thing
there's Joey Amazing who
you're like, oh
didn't
god,
get a fair try to play again because he's just so amazing.
So I know that there
that
is a story.
Not me.
I know, but there is a story. There's a lot of people, dude, that there's a story to be told to where, oh, he comes back from the dead. It's the resurrection of Christ. You know what I mean? And it's like people will buy into this on Survivor potentially to where they might. I don't know. I would not like to see it. When you're voted out, you're voted out. But enough of Edge of Extinction. They just show that brief clip. We go to the reward challenge. They break them up into teams.
It's a plate challenge for Chinese takeout.
Yeah, Chinese. I haven't seen a Chinese takeout. I don't recall that for some time.
As a reward?
I could be wrong, but
I don't remember ever seeing it. So as I said, it could be could be on the second half of Caramoan. I know.
Well,
you wouldn't know either.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
But I thought that. I mean, like my girlfriend and Piper, they thought that was pretty good. A reward. I kind of thought it was the shits. Like, I'm just like, that kind of sucks. I mean, like, I would, like, if I'm out there and, like, I mean, I guess if you're hungry, you're hungry. But if Jeff's like, hey, it's Chinese takeout, I'm just like, what the fuck happened to the budget? I mean, like, somebody call Outback. I mean, where's the Outback shack?
Oh, that's hilarious. I know. Maybe later, maybe later in the season we'll have the Outback Shack or something like that. But this challenge is a pretty fun challenge. It's you swim out to a platform, walk across a balance beam, and then at the end you got to grab puzzle planks and make this puzzle on a wall. And I tell you what, one thing to take away from this challenge, dude, was. First of all, it looks fun jumping off those tower deals into the ocean.
No, well, I thought it looked fun except for Aurora almost jumped onto the planks.
I know, which would have been bad.
That could have been bad news bears.
Yes, it could have. Now, did you notice how terrible War Dog walked across a balance beam?
I did. His inability to walk balance beam sucks eggs almost as much as his ability to throw. And not keep a bald head. He's growing hair, man. I thought this dude was bald. I don't even think he has a bald spot. he's like going like some guys they start losing the hair, they shave their head, and they're just like, hey, I got that look. This motherfucker's a fraud at being bald.
Well,
I think it's all there.
Could be, but dude,
he sucks eggs at hair loss.
He does. I mean, here's the thing with War Dog, dude. I hate to talk smack on a dude and his physical abilities and challenges, but this dude is not good. Watching him swim, he looks like he doesn't know how to swim. Yeah. Walking across a balance.
He can swim.
Yeah, but it still does. I mean, I'm sure he can swim, but he's just bad in challenges. I'm like, I don't know. I would have expected more from a guy like that, but whatever. It ends up being a close challenge, and it comes down to the puzzle part, and you have Julia and Victoria for Team Blue, and that you have David and Ron for Team Yellow. And I thought that David and Ron actually had something going and stuff like that, and I don't know why, but midway through the puzzle building, David wanted to switch sides of the wall puzzle that they're doing. Do you know why they were doing that?
Once again, for David, puzzles are hard. That's all. That was my takeaway. Puzzles are hard.
Yeah, puzzles are hard. So, David and Ron lose it. Julie and Victoria, Team Blue for the win. Ron, he's glad they lost.
Yeah,
he's like, dude, I'm happy that.
Yeah,
that
he wants Wentworth and Lauren weak, and then he goes into protected territory in which he calls himself the Puppet Master. And Matt Bischoff, there was already a guy on Survivor that called himself the Puppet Master. You remember that?
Oh yes, I do.
Yeah.
So
I purposely referred to myself as the Puppet Master on Pearl Islands,
yes,
to raise the ire of Mark Burnett. So prior to gameplay, Mark Burnett, pulls us into this room and gives us this pep talk, and he goes, if you fucking cuss in real life, I want you to fucking cuss here. If you're an archer in real life, I want you to you be your fucking self and let's get some fucking good TV. But I swear to you, if you fucking mention the fucking merge, there will never be a merge. I'm the fucking Puppet Master and I fucking call the shots.
That's what he said.
That's what he said, and I go there, and I was just like, and honestly, I was just bored on Pearl Islands. I mean, the game was a much slower game without the idols, without the advantages and all that stuff. But I still think it was a better, pure game. Anyway, but there were many times in which I was bored. So I would try to, as I mentioned earlier, raise the ire of Mark Burnett, and so I would purposely call myself the Puppet Master in my confessionals, and I told production, please get word to Mark that I'm doing this so that he would fuck with me just to entertain, here you call yourself the fucking Puppet Master.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Anything that, that's funny, dude. Yeah. I like that, dude. So I'd like to send a message to Ron Clark. Often imitated, never duplicated. I am Jonny Fairplay, the Puppet Master. So after the Puppet Master talk, Lauren is complaining about losing and being hungry. It's like she reminds me of Eddie from my season, dude, constantly talking about how fucking hungry she is. I get
she might
it.
Be cursed.
Yeah.
She might not be cursed. I don't know. She's beautiful. She's really beautiful. Like when she chose her underwear bottoms, very, very, very good strategic move. like every episode, I kind of do the check for Victoria and Lauren, and I'm like, I would keep you in the game. there's no voting out either one of you.
Oh, that's
Ron Clark. He could be wearing a mini thong. I wouldn't notice.
Yeah,
but Victoria and Lauren, there are no votes from Jonny Fairplay.
Right on, dude. Well, we see Wentworth. She kind of starts talking to David. She's apologizing to David, which I think is kind of doing some damage control, playing her. She has a strong social game. I would say, in my opinion, and she was kind of. I mean, like she. You watch the secret scenes and stuff like that. She was kind of a bully for the first third of the game, and and a bully with numbers. She was, and now she's trying to reel in the social game to try to do this damage control to make David, because David was wanting Wentworth out from day one, dude, and Wentworth is talking to David about bringing in Aurora. Aurora seems to be a key part in people's plans. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And then Aurora starts crying to Ron about being the next one out, because the original comments were in charge.
Once again, being out, like the pat on the head from right after Tribal wasn't enough to soothe her. She needed, even more the next day. So, but then we go to my favorite scene of the show.
God.
Yeah, we have War Dog making the pitch. Once again, he's not good at pitching. Making the pitch to Rick Devens, and Rick Devens ain't having it. Don't War Dog it.
I know. Well, I couldn't believe it, dude, because honestly, Devins is surprising me. This is a different Devins. I think once Devins got sent to Edge of Extinction,
it came back kind. Do you like this guy, or do you? Or
I
did you like it?
No, I like the old Rick Devins.
I do too.
Prior
I don't
to
like.
Edge
I
of
think
Extinction.
I think he was an asshole tonight.
Oh yeah, so I was shocked, dude. So Devins is pissed. I get that he's pissed because he got voted out, but he's letting his emotions get the best of him. I don't think the dude's thinking clearly. He's going haywire every which way.
I totally get it. Like I understand, but at the same time, you got to take a step back and just look at all the puzzle pieces.
Right.
And I maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he knows something that the Puppet Master Pro Islands doesn't know, but maybe we'll compare resumes at the end of all this, and he's like, well, I won, motherfucker, what the fuck do you know?
Yeah, well, right after we see this, dude, we see Devins and David talking, because David, in David's mind, he's got Devins 100% on his side. And Devins, I keep saying Devins because he's referred to Devin. Rick Devins shoots David down.
Yeah, he's like no, and then asks for his half of the idol back, and David's like, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and hang on to it for right now.
Yeah, I thought that was brilliant, dude.
I would be like, hey, you didn't have the option of hanging on to both parts. You had to give it to someone. So this is mine, and there's no rule that says I have to give it back.
Right.
So like I'll fucking blow up your fucking spot right now if that's how you want to play this.
Right.
But I'm hoping that you're gonna cool off, you're gonna rethink things, and then I like the phrase, think again and think right this time.
Yeah. No, it makes sense, dude. It makes sense. And right after this, we go to Edge of Extinction, day 20. Dang. Day 20, dude.
Day 21.
Is it day 21? Well,
yeah.
Game's half over at this point. Chris, who I noticed, dude, that guy is skinny.
Yeah, I noticed that he's slim. He looks good. I mean, he should say, because I thought he's a little bulky to start. I thought he's leaned out. Reem's nap was interrupted. I don't know if you're aware of that, but Reem likes apparently napping mostly when it comes to the Edge of Extinction.
I think that, oh man, if I'm at the Edge of Extinction, I don't know what I'd be doing. Like, would you be exploring and? Because it's not
non-stop exploring. Like I would have found that practice shit before without a nap. Without a nap.
What else? Because you're not having to do any challenges, so you're not. Right.
Yeah, because I remember it's documented on Pro Islands. It's just like, let's rebuild the shelters. Like, we might have a challenge. It's like, who cares? Like, it's gonna take 40. Who cares?
Right. Yeah.
But the fact that you have you have nothing. It's just like, see ya.
Yeah. So we see Chris.
I mean, I guess you don't have a whole lot of energy, but still, I mean,
I'm exploring. You're in Fiji, dude. You can nap when you come fucking home. You're on a gorgeous paradise. Go walk up those stairs. Go swimming, dude. Do something. I don't get it. But he comes with these bottles with notes in them, and it says that there's another advantage. Is basically what's in there. So everyone again starts going on a rampage, looking.
Well, Aubrey already had her shoes on.
Yeah, she
was ready.
Yeah, she was ready, and it shows everyone kind of looking for this. And hats off to Aubrey for finding the advantage. And the thing is the advantage is this. One thing is, you get to
twofold.
Yeah, you get to practice. The first part of what the challenge will be when they duel or whatever you want to call it to get back in the game, which is huge, and you get an extra vote advantage that you can bequeath to someone, right? So my question is this, Johnny. So she all of a sudden discovers this. Oh wow, here's where I can practice this, and it shows her practicing the challenge. Yeah. How in the hell is the rest of the Edge of Extinction people not wondering where she is, finding out what she's doing? Do you literally think it's that secretive that they didn't realize what she was doing?
I'm sure they're pulling people for confessionals.
Yeah, true.
So they're just like, we need you for your confessional. And as far as the other people discovering where the practice thing is, they're either not scouring the island and and there's no jeopardy of them seeing it, or B, they're saying, you can go all over the island, you can't come over here. This is for production.
To the rest of the people. You're saying, okay, gotcha.
Like not that there's a practice thing over here. It's just here's where production's set up, and you guys aren't allowed to come over here, because we had that on Pro Islands. But even then, like me and Burton, kind of got close enough to see. We just wanted to make sure that was production. So we saw the fencing and saw the tent structures and stuff, and we're just like, okay, that's really production. But no, we because like a lot of times we're just like, hey, is this challenge, or is our next challenge on the other side of this island somewhere? And if so, I want to see it. Yeah. I want, not that it really makes it, like Aubrey's quote unquote advantage. I don't think it's that. Like, Joe's still gonna fucking smoke that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's not the real advantage.
No. I just these Edge of Extinction. I still am trying to decide what my true opinion is of the Edge of Extinction. At first, it was really cool. Like at the beginning of the season, man, when you first saw it happen. Now I think it's getting a little old, and with the jury thing, I don't know. We'll see. So we go to the immunity challenge after that, and there was a lot in the previews leading up to this week that something gnarly is going to happen, which I was excited, nervous, kind of wondering what was going to go down.
I like to call this the blockhead challenge.
Yeah.
And I think Joe would have been great. I think a man bun would help in this challenge.
Do you see? I'm trying
to. I think if you position, I think if you do the man bun, if you do a loose man bun and position in the center, yes, sir.
Okay, well, you have to grow your man bun back out and try to do this challenge.
I'm good.
So you got to stand on a perch. Almost like on your tippy toes.
Did you? I paused it while watching just to kind of get a lay of the land of how tall and how short some people were.
I did not pause.
Yeah, but like Aurora. Cool. Aurora's she's short. I think Julie's the shortest.
And is she really tall?
She's taller.
Okay, because when she's like walking around, I told Tess, I was like, man, that chick looks really tall.
She's perfect. She's just roll tide.
So War Dog sucks eggs because War Dog is out in the first 15 seconds.
It made me so happy. Like I come there, I'm just like because I knew something bad was going to happen. Yeah. And as much as I dislike War Dog, I dislike him, but I wasn't rooting for him to get hurt. I mean,
I would never root for anyone to get hurt. But
and I was on the bubble of whether I wanted him to get hurt or not. But I did it was his birthday the other day. And speaking of birthdays, most of you will be listening to this on Thursday. Happy 45th birthday, Matt Bischoff.
Thank you, dude. Thank you. I can't believe I'm 45. Jonny Fairplay and I are the same exact age right now. We're the 45-year-old brothers. It's it's another year, man. They just seem to fly by. So thank you, dude. I appreciate it. And I got my buff here, so I consider it a birthday present almost, Jonny. So thank you. So here's the thing. So we are looking at this challenge. This is a classic Survivor style challenge, and we see Lauren. Well, first of all, everyone starts dropping out of this challenge.
Yeah. So War Dog's first out. Once again, made me very happy. Yes. Next is Eric, Gavin, and Wentworth. And Jeff proclaims that the 4 most athletic people currently competing in Survivor are out first. And I'm just like, well, I agree. War Dog does appear to be athletic, however, he is not.
No.
And then Devins is next. And David asked if he really dropped just to be in that mix of athletic people, and Devin explains anything for a joke. And right there was a flashback to the Devons that we liked.
Yeah, to the old Devons. Yep. I hear you.
I mean, like as I said, I'm hoping it. You know, like I get it. You know, people piss you off. You know, like
yeah,
screw them. I
right.
get it. At the same time, like, you know, just I think $1 million decisions should be done with the head and not the heart.
Yep, I hear you. So Lauren, she during the challenge, she starts kind of like, I'm getting dizzy, and you know, I think I'm gonna pass out or whatever she ends up saying. She freaking falls. I mean, she falls off, and it looked to me like she fell pretty damn hard, dude. I mean, they're standing a good 4 foot off the ground, and it looks like she hit her head. I thought it could. I mean, dude, you from that height, passing out right to the ground, you hit yourself the wrong way. I don't care if you're on sand or not. Blunt trauma to the head. You could have a bad concussion or serious head injury or die. You know what I mean? Survivor is the real deal, people.
I think. I mean, I don't know. I've taken so many bumps, you know, through the wrestling stuff.
Oh yeah.
I think she. I wouldn't be worried about a concussion or death. So I would be worried possibly like
death.
Yeah, no, I'm not worried
but
about that.
You could get a concussion easily falling off.
I don't. I mean, I mean, she's an athlete. I mean, like even as they pass out, athletes fall correctly mostly. I don't know. I wasn't like it was one of those old shit moments. I was legitimately scared for her, but more of, you know, like what
dehydration and what the overall reasoning behind it.
Yeah, what caused that versus the aftermath of the fall. I wasn't worried about the fall. I was worried about like I was scared. It's just like, hey, you're gonna have to leave. I was just like, oh no. So but and I was really impressed with Probst. I mean, he
dude.
just charged right, like, you know, medical now. I mean, just, you know, and the professional that he is, he's just like, you know, guys, like, you know, like hang on for now. We'll, you know, because I think if someone had jumped down to check on her, I think you could have given a pass and revisit it with the two people that were still in it or whatever. Or
yeah,
even,
I mean, I was shocked as well, because I'm like, wow, there's a lot of chaos going on and the challenge is still happening. And we got Victoria and Aurora.
Which no one had a problem with the contest still occurring, but when negotiations during the challenge are happening, then people have a problem.
Oh,
and I don't really see a difference between the two.
Well, I just think people were like, I think
people saw it in bad taste, and I get that, but but it's also in bad taste to continue the challenge.
Just in general is what you're saying. Like they
I mean, like if your beef is just like, oh my god, I can't believe she's trying to negotiate, you know, to win, you know, because, like, you know, it's not the time or place. Okay, well, neither is finishing the fucking challenge the time or place.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get what you're saying. So
I you know, like, you know, I understand why they were mad at Aurora, but, you know, at the same time, like, you know, maybe I think I like the way it all played out, but
it made for an intense segment.
I didn't understand the animosity for negotiating a win versus continuing to fight for a win.
Right. Yeah. No, I see what you're saying, dude. So we go, you know, Aurora wins. And, you know, Lauren ends up being okay. You know, she just felt like an idiot, which she shouldn't have, because shit happens in Survivor, and she's been.
I liked that Jeff goes, "You just fainted," and she goes, "Damn it."
I know. She played it off. I loved it.
No reason to be like if Jeff called it right. It's just like, you know, she's like, I'm embarrassed. He's just like, you're a warrior. You know, a warrior passes out from the pain and like, you know, like, you know, be embarrassed. Be, you know, like, you know, Johnny Fairplay jumps in the water first. Johnny Fairplay sits down once he makes it to round 2, just to show he can sit at the big boys table, but not actually fucking win.
Yep. So yeah, she has nothing to be embarrassed about. Lauren she ends up being okay. So we go back to camp, and dude, this is the thing. When I say this is Aurora's episode, because she went from huh?
Something else.
Yeah, she went from being someone that could have gone home potentially in her mind to win an immunity, and we find out that Aubrey gave the extra vote advantage. It's in her bag, so she's got immunity and this advantage. It's insane how the game of Survivor can change in an instant. That's why you should never give up or think that your options are over, because this is proof that you can go from maybe going home to, being in the game for several more votes. What do you think of Aubrey giving that to Aurora?
Aurora gets the extra vote, and she thanks Joe and or Aubrey. So and I'm like, ugh, fucking Joe, just stop it. So I don't know. I mean, like, I think she knew that Aurora was on the outside of that vote against Joe. So if you're going to create something, then that's create dissension from within.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was the correct strategic move on Aubrey's part to kind of, so it did, like, Aurora's like, now's not the time, but and it was like,
yeah.
could have been.
and then Ron and Eric, who, throughout this episode, they're playing the game together. It's becoming more and more obvious to the rest of the tribe. They keep using this family visit.
Yeah, the
tactic.
loved one strategy, as I like to call it.
Yeah, it's like the tool they're using to keep the comma group together. They're just like, oh, hey, we got to all stick together, and if that happens, we're going to make the family visit. Isn't that cool?
I get it, and I'm cool with it. I just don't think that they were I think that has to be pitched friendlily.
And not like a dictatorship of stuff.
Don't scare. Like I felt like they were scaring people with. It's just like, hey, if you act up, you don't get to see your mama.
Right. Yeah.
Versus
a more lovable approach. Like, hey guys, if we stick together, do you realize
how cool is it going to be that we all get to see our mamas?
I know. And the thing is, it becomes apparent to people that
they're holding this over their heads.
Yeah, and that intensity that I mentioned earlier about Ron is coming just out in a big way, and people are starting to take notice. And
so Ron follows that with we got to split votes on Kelly and Lauren.
Yeah, right. I mean,
and it's just like, well, everything's falling into plan for something to go down tonight.
Mm-hmm. And we see, we know that Wentworth and Lauren both have idols, right? And I wonder throughout this episode, or not this episode, but just in general, are one of these two players going to blow it and get blindsided with an idol? And I thought that might actually end up happening.
I did too,
tonight.
because we did, like, what we didn't see made me think, okay, they're, they got to be like, what was about to be pitched doesn't happen through that means, but it does happen by the means of, both girls playing their idols and then, looking for it, in the middle of the night. But no, there's conversations that we don't see, and we'll get to that during Tribal.
Yeah, so we see War Dog, he kind of starts taking Gavin aside. They kind of show a little conversation with them, and then they show a conversation with War Dog and Julia as well. And as much as kind of War Dog, man, well, first of all, War Dog sucks in challenges. I know you don't like him. He's just not what we really thought he was going to be going into this game. But outside of the game on social media, Jonny, this week, I don't know if you've noticed, dude, like, he has pissed off a lot of Survivor alumni. So you were the first.
I'm warming towards him.
Dude, this is a turn of events. War Dog, if you're listening.
War Dog making the baby face turn in my book.
I mean, dude,
This is Hulk Hogan turning his back on the NWO and going back to the red and yellow.
Oh, it's freaking hilarious, dude.
I mean, there are many survivors that I like and that I'm disheartened by his actions, but there are plenty that I don't like and that I'm secretly giving the thumbs up or even the four fingers, the four horsemen for him. So I mean. My problem with War Dog was we never got this big over the top personality that was almost promised to us preseason.
Yeah.
And challenge wise, we're not getting. I don't know what we're getting there. But strategy wise, War Dog is a person that doesn't give up and approaching the young people and warning against David and Rick Devens replacing the young members.
Yeah,
is smart.
It is smart.
I think strategically, it's tied with Victoria's play of buttering up Aubrey, so giving her that overconfidence going into her exodus. Yeah. I'm giving War Dog my player of the week.
Yeah, War Dog, he made smart moves, and we've seen this before. And like you said, that's the one thing I like about War Dog is the fact that the dude does not give up. And I think that's part into his name, the War Dog, is he just willing to fight and play this game and make
for
moves.
The record. War Dog is spelled with a lowercase w by me and in quotation marks. I will not give. I will not give big credit there. So, but he forms a new alliance, or at least we get a new alliance name in that Gavin, Julia, and Victoria are the hashtag game changers.
I didn't even catch that. Is that what they call themselves? That's awesome.
They call themselves the hashtag game changers. So there you I'm glad, we've had Julia that's been, she's vocalized on social media. She's not been happy with her edit. She stepped into the forefront on tonight's episode. And I mentioned last week, I thought like Victoria and Gavin were purposely sitting in that back seat, Daddy Ron and Julie, or as it turns out, Eric are kind of steering the ship. But there's secondary controls in the back seat that you can kind of drive around somebody, and they're doing it. So
because
I like that a lot.
I do too. And Julia, we see this this segment where Julia is talking to Eric and about voting David next, just kind of to test him.
She wanted to test the War Dog theory, and Eric said everything possibly wrong that he could that War Dog warned against.
Yeah, I mean that's very smart. War Dog planting that seed. Julia, going to Eric and kind of figuring out how things are really working in this camp, and props to War Dog. So
I like that a lot of people are playing the game right now.
I do too, man. I love game players, and I think because we didn't really see a lot of Julie or Victoria as far as strategic confessionals.
Well, we did on the Aubrey stuff. Mm-hmm. So I give Victoria more credit than anybody on that blind.
I'm saying in tonight's episode we didn't really see a lot.
Well, so that all right. So we go to prior to
Tribal Council.
Prior to Tribal, they approach Victoria and she says now's not the time. It's too early. We'll do it later. And then we go to Tribal, and quick notes from Tribal. David reluctantly agrees with the War Dog, which I'm right there in agreement right there. It seems like go ahead and max out every credit card you got. The world's coming to an end. Yeah. David and I both agree with the War Dog, so something bad's gonna happen. Victoria knows the phrase "shoot your shot." That's one of my, she's great. So, but I'm sitting there and like I'm watching this. I'm not watching the show in real time. I purposely started late. Waiting for everybody to get to the living room. Knew I had a time with commercials to kind of catch up, and knew that I had a few extra minutes after the fact because you have the big outdoor patio deal, and it takes you some time to put that all down for the evening. So I have no idea how much actual real time is sitting there in the episode in Tribal. So when Jeff goes, and we saw it before, we saw it last season where we had Hot Cop Dan with the idol, and it's like, and here's what you missed. And then they went back in time and showed you how he got it. And then we saw earlier this season with Ron and Joe talking, and it's like, when 45 minutes earlier, Ron telling Julia to go through his bag and stuff like that. So we've seen this like go back in time moments, and I thought this was a perfect time for one of those in which Jeff goes, "I'll read the votes." And if you'd like to play your idol, or before that, if you'd like to be if you like to play your idol, now would be the time to do so. So either right there say, but prior to Tribal, and then show the conversation with Victoria and Wentworth and Lauren, or even after it's just like first vote Wentworth. Second vote, Lauren. Third vote, Wentworth. Next vote, Lauren. And then, and then do and 1 hour earlier show it like because I mean, like I get they don't want to give away, who's going home, but at the same time, I think we missed a really big conversation there because the last thing we know is Victoria says, "No, now's not the time," and we don't see any approach between the young or the quote unquote game changers and the Lessus.
Yeah, there had to been conversation because when Lauren and Wentworth did not play an idol, I was like, man, that's confidence that you must have, knowing that you don't have to play your idol.
Because I thought that was like instead of oh wow, this is gonna be like like that this is crazy, like they're stupid, or it's I feel that I got left out. Pertinent information was left out, and I think that they could have done a better job telling a story versus creating bullshit suspense.
Well, yes. So one thing my takeaway from Tribal was that Rick Devens was he's pissed acting, and he's kind of he's needs to chill out. And
well, he thought he was in such a good spot, and then reality set in. It's just like, hey, how about listen to the two people that have played this before when they're making a pitch? Maybe like if they've apologized, they're eating crow,
right?
And they're throwing an offer your way.
Yeah,
maybe go with the motherfuckers that know how to play this game.
Right. Well, all I know is it was pretty hilarious seeing the look on Ron and Rick Devens' face, the shocked look when Eric leaves the game. And you know what? Props to Eric for, a lot of times when people get voted out, they are bitter, or they don't really say anything because you're in complete shock that you just got voted out. He actually composed himself.
Gave a little speech.
He gave a little speech, which
God
doesn't
damn it,
happen.
God take it away.
Yeah, I was surprised at that. But I will say that he knew that he was going to be going. He really knew, like, I'm not really.
Yeah, it's
out
not
of the game.
really over.
Yeah, it's not really over, and that's what kind of the beginning when Edge of Extinction twist was the mystery, and no one else knew about it that was in the game. That made it a little more exciting. Now that people know, I'm voted out. I got one more chance. I'm better than nothing, So
I did like Eric showing up on the edge of Extinction, and he's all, just like, hey, the game's not over. I'm still, and then you have Reem, the welcoming committee, as I've officially dubbed her, going, dude, don't get excited.
Yep. I know. It's funny, but yeah, this was a fun episode.
Very good.
I like I like how it all played out. I like seeing Gavin and all these different people's gameplay, and the fact that we're starting to see more confessionals and airtime and gameplay from some of the other players that we really haven't seen a whole lot of. So, and I'm glad that Lauren is okay, and that made a pretty a gnarly challenge deal. And I want to just say that, like, Survivor is the real deal. Back when Mike Scoopin fell into the fire, melted his hands off, Russell Swan, damn near dying when he played. There's been countless things where people get pulled from the game, and even when I was sick with the flu a few weeks ago, and I was watching Survivor Token Chins, and I forget the dude's name already, but he had a bad infection in his leg and got evacuated out of there. So it's the real deal. It can be it go from bad to worse very quickly, and but I loved it, dude. And once again, where are you going to be next week, Jonny Fairplay, live in person?
I'm going to be at the Brass Tap at the Fitzgerald. That is in Baltimore. It's a really cool bar, pub. They have food. They validate parking, people. So I know that I don't know if you know, Matt, but Baltimore is Spanish for $30 parking. That is not the case at the Brass Tap at the Fitzgerald. It is validated parking. So come join us. I'll be there. VIP starts at 6:30. VIP, you get a Edge of Extinction buff. You get autographed pictures from myself, Wendell, and Bryce, as well as a couple surprise castaway photos. I have prizes to give away during trivia, and then at 7:30, general admission starts. And we watch the episode starting from 8 to 9, from 9 to 9:45 we do the podcast, and that's followed by Q&A. And it's a really cool time. If you guys have been on the fence about going to one of these, it's a very intimate affair. Like most of these events have 40, 50 people. That's it. There's other events like this that have hundreds. This is you get to interact with myself and with the other castaways, and they're really cool, and I really enjoy doing them. So tickets are available at survivortix.com. That's survivortix.com, and that's where you'll find tickets for next Wednesday, April 10th in Baltimore. Also tickets for May 1st at Busby's West in Santa Monica, the West Coast Invasion. And then real quick, April 24th, Zanies. I'll be joined by Taj and Figgy, and tickets for that for Zanies Comedy Club. Unbelievable venue. That is April 24th. Tickets available at survivorafterhours.com.
Right on.
So VIP for that one starts at 5:30 because it's the different time zone thing. So VIP for that 5:30, 6:30 general admission. Show starts at Survivor starts at 7, and then we'll do the podcast at 8. At 8, yes.
Right on. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Hey, tell your friends about it. If you have friends that watch Survivor and they don't even know about a podcast, tell them about Survivor NSFW. Subscribe, give us a good rating, and we will see
5 stars.
Yeah.
Anything less than 5 stars is just mean. And I don't know if you saw this, Matt. Like real quick behind the curtain before we go. So someone I think it's like 2 weeks ago, someone listened to the show for the first time. I guess someone said, "Hey, check it out." And so I don't know if you know, Matt, but the show is called Survivor NSFW. That stands for Not Safe for Work. So someone gave us 1 star and said it was okay. I just didn't like the profanity. I wasn't expecting the profanity, and I don't like profanity, so I'm going to give it 1 star because of that. So I want to say thanks to the asshole that gave us 1 star for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Because that's what the show is.
Yeah, right.
If it was Survivor Safer Work, then sure, penalize us with 1 fucking star, asshole.
Right,
but,
right.
But if this is the gimmick, it's just like, hey, we're gonna throw out some F-bombs. You know, like this. It's fun. It's just 2 dudes that happen to play Survivor. They're giving you just hey, it's fuck, it's just words.
That's right. But
penalizes with advertisers and chart stuff and all that because you don't understand what NSFW means, apparently.
Right. Apparently not. Well, hey, everyone, all you guys that support us, thank you guys. And we will see you next time on Survivor NSFW. Cheers.
Yeah, we use the F word.